Hey, this is Don Walters coming to you from The Clinical Trials Guru. Again, that website that we have is www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. I want to talk to you about a little subject about clients coming in for the first screening visit and testing positive for drugs. How do we deal with that? One of the issues I know we used to have in the past is that um, when we bring clients in, and especially if the word got out that, hey, I can go in and screen for this study and they'll pay me $25, $50, or whatever you're paying them for. And some studies require that you have to consent them on the first screening visit if everything else is working out with them. And then you run your drug screen test and they send it back. And if it comes up negative, then they stay in the study. If it comes up positive, then they're out of the study. And I think earlier I said if they show up negative, I meant positive drug screens. But anyway, how do you deal with that if someone comes in? Because you don't want every client out there that's using drugs figuring they can come in and get a quick 25, 50 bucks off of you just so they can go get their next high, because they don't care if they come back or not, because their only concern is getting high for that moment, and they'll figure out some other way to get that money. I know in the past we used to sit down and have a long talk with them, because one of the problems you have is trying to do a drug screen without consenting. You can get into some really sticky waters there. So a lot of times we sit down and have a talk with them and let them know that that if they come in and they test, I tell them ahead of time is that this goes back. Let me back up for a second. This goes back again what we used to do before, and as we're really pressing these people that if they test positive and they don't tell us, and we've asked them over and over and over and over again, they'll never do a study with us again. That's about the only thing you can do. Sometimes maybe you can get it set up. I don't know, maybe we should be looking at in this industry on how to set up for that initial screening visit, that if there's a drug test involved, that we don't pay the patient. Because even if you go out there and you get somebody, well, you don't pay them, and if they come back, you don't pay them for that particular screen. Maybe you pay them, they come back positive, you can pay them for that, or don't pay them at all. They don't get paid until they've actually made it into the study. It'd be nice if we could do that, because that would reduce a lot of headaches for a lot of people, because you would eliminate people thinking they can come in and get get free money to go out and buy drugs, and that's not what we're here for. That eats up your petty cash really fast. Even if you go and you get charged, you can get charged, and just because you may get a charge, and it may say a patient had a substance abuse history. That doesn't mean they're using now, and it doesn't even mean there's a high chance that they're using now. Because sometimes what I found out with some of the people that, especially that are mentally ill, they may have been self-medicating. They don't know. They grow up in an environment, there are drugs there, and here's this drug makes you feel better. Here's this alcohol makes you feel better. No one had ever diagnosed them schizophrenia or bipolar until later on, some doctor sat down and looked at that and was smart enough to see what was going on. Anyway, hang on for a second. This is Don. Pretty good. Can you hold, please? Sorry about that. Anyway, that's what you want to do. You want to, if there's really no way to tell by getting charts, and even if you got a chart and to show that their past was clean from that, you don't know what's going on at that moment, and they could have been introduced to it. I know I used to go to a place in the past where the drug dealers used to literally wait outside on the streets for the postman, and knowing that the postman are bringing these people their checks, and they knew when these people got paid every month on the 1st, the 3rd, and they'd be waiting there so that they can give these people drugs. And so when they go and cash their checks, they still be waiting there, waiting for them to come back, and they get their money. And a lot of times too, they would talk these people into taking these drugs, talk them into taking it and selling them on it, because some of these people, they didn't have strong will. So you just don't know. So we need to devise a way to try to curb that whole thing, and I'm open for suggestions. So this is Don Walters signing off from The Clinical Trials Guru. Again, that website is www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Thank you.